Hey everyone! We are working to hit 1,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy the content and it is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button right now as we proceed. Like, comment, and subscribe right now, because what we are about to get into today is one of those stories that is going to have you feeling all kinds of things. Hit that notification bell too, because trust me, you do not want to miss what is coming next with this woman. Now let's get into it. Indian Wells, California. Tennis paradise. The most glamorous, star-studded, sun-soaked tennis event on the entire WTA calendar. The kind of tournament where legends are made and where the world pays attention. And this year, the story that had absolutely everyone buzzing, the story that took over every conversation, every press conference, every social media timeline, was not about a world number one. It was not about a reigning Grand Slam champion. It was about a 20-year-old girl from the Philippines named Alexandra Eala. And the reason we are here today talking about her is not just because of how brilliantly she played. It is because of what happened after she lost. Because when Jessica Pegula, one of the most respected and admired players on the entire WTA tour, stepped up and went to bat for Alex Eala with everything she had, the entire tennis world stopped and listened. Let us back up and set the scene properly, because this story deserves the full treatment. Alex Eala walked into Indian Wells for the very first time in her professional career ranked number 28 in the world, a career high that she had earned the hard way, match by match, tournament by tournament, through sheer grit and relentless belief in herself. Just 1 year ago, she was outside the top 100. Let that sink in for a moment. In less than 12 months, this young woman has completely transformed her standing in the sport. And she did not walk into Indian Wells timidly. She walked in like she belonged there. Because she does. Her first match of the tournament against Diana Yastremska went the distance, 2 hours and 43 minutes, the longest match of the entire day. She fought for every single point. She clawed her way through every moment of difficulty. And when it was over, she had won. Her fans, those incredible, unstoppable, ferociously passionate Filipino supporters who had traveled all the way to California just to be in the stands for her, went absolutely wild. The noise was something that Indian Wells had never quite heard before. And it was only just beginning. Then came the round of 32 and a match that had the whole world watching. Alex Eala versus Coco Gauff, the number 4 player on the planet. It was one of the most anticipated matchups of the tournament, and Eala came out firing. She was leading 6-2, 2-0 when Gauff was forced to retire due to a left arm injury. The result stood. Eala was through to the round of 16. And she handled the moment with a grace and a class that made everyone fall in love with her all over again. She publicly praised Gauff on International Women's Day, calling her an amazing competitor and a role model. No gloating. No chest beating. Just class. Pure, genuine, beautiful class. The round of 16 against Linda Noskova of the Czech Republic did not go Eala's way. The Czech player was sharp, the conditions were difficult, and nothing clicked for Eala on the day. She lost 2-6, 0-6, and it was a tough, cold, hard result. But here is the part that matters. Here is the part that tells you everything you need to know about who Alex Eala really is. She did not disappear. She did not rush off the court and hide from her emotions. She stayed. She turned to her fans, those thousands and thousands of Filipino supporters who had filled the stands, who had cheered her name, who had waved their flags and sung their hearts out for her throughout the entire tournament, and she waved to every single one of them. She looked them in the eyes. She expressed her love and her gratitude. She held herself with a dignity and a composure that even the most seasoned champions in the sport struggle to find in their darkest moments on a court. And that is when Jessica Pegula stepped forward. Pegula, currently one of the very best players on the WTA tour, did not hold back a single word. She made it absolutely clear that one loss does not define Alex Eala. She praised Eala's game, her fight, her heart, her character, and her undeniable impact on the sport. She declared that the attention and the energy Eala is bringing to the WTA right now is something genuinely rare and genuinely valuable, not just for Eala herself, but for women's tennis as a whole. Pegula went further, saying she would love to sit down with Eala on her podcast, To have a real conversation about what it means to carry the weight of an entire nation's hope on your shoulders and do it with this much grace. She called what Eala is doing amazing. And she is absolutely right. Now let us talk about the elephant in the room. Because PEGULA's endorsement is not happening in a vacuum. There is context here that makes it hit even harder. Think back to last year's French Open final. Aryna Sabalenka lost to Coco Gauff in one of the most dramatic and emotional finals the sport had seen in years. Gauff played the match of her life. She clawed back from a position that looked impossible and she won in the most stunning fashion. And what did Sabalenka do in the press conference afterward? Instead of saying Gauff was the better player on that day, she essentially suggested that she herself had played so poorly that Gauff had not really won, she had simply been gifted it. That kind of attitude, the refusal to look an opponent in the eye and say you were better today, says everything about a person's character. And it stands in the starkest possible contrast to how Eala conducts herself every single time she walks off a court, win or lose. That contrast is exactly why the tennis world is rallying around this young woman the way it is. Because integrity is rare. Humility is rare. Genuine warmth and appreciation for the people who show up for you is rare. And Eala has all of it in abundance. PEGULA was not the only heavyweight voice to speak up for Eala this season either. Tennis legend Novak Djokovic added his voice to the conversation, acknowledging that Eala is the greatest tennis player the Philippines has ever produced and that she and the Filipino people deserve every ounce of respect and recognition that comes with that status. When Novak Djokovic says you deserve your flowers, you are doing something right. And let us not forget the scale of what is happening here off the court as well. Eala has become one of the single biggest draws in the entire sport. The tournament at Indian Wells posted a behind-the-scenes video with her that racked up nearly 100,000 views, by far the most watched content they produced all year. At her first Australian Open appearance earlier this season, fans were literally standing outside the venue trying to get in because the court was too small to hold everyone who had come to see her. In Dubai, she sold out every single one of her matches during a quarterfinal run that had the whole country watching. Sports journalists in the Philippines are openly comparing the national obsession with Eala to the Manny Pacquiao era. And if you know anything about what Pacquiao meant to the Filipino people, you understand just how enormous that comparison truly is. Over 10 million Filipinos live outside of the Philippines, and approximately 1.7 million of them are right there in California. They came. They showed up. They always show up. Now the focus shifts to the Miami Open. And this is where things get truly fascinating. Miami is not just another tournament for Eala. Miami is where her story changed forever. Last year, as a wild-card entry who nobody expected anything from, she walked into that tournament and proceeded to knock out Madison Keys, Yelena Ostapenko, and the great Iga Swiatek, the number 2 player in the entire world, on her way to the semifinals. She was only stopped by Jessica Pegula. That run was the moment the world realized this was not a flash in the pan. This was a genuine force of nature. She is heading back to Miami now with 390 ranking points to defend, more than at any other tournament on her schedule this season. The pressure is real. But if there is one thing we have learned about Eala, it is that pressure does not break her. It builds her. One loss at Indian Wells does not define this woman. It never could. Because what defines Eala is not a scoreline. It is the way she plays with everything she has. It is the way she thanks her fans in the middle of heartbreak. It is the way champions like Jessica Pegula look at her and say this is someone special. It is the way she is growing the sport, drawing new fans in, making people care about women's tennis who never cared before. The WTA is a better, more exciting, more electric place because Eala is in it. And we are, without any question, still in the very early chapters of what is going to be one of the greatest careers this sport has ever seen. Now I want to hear from you. Do you agree with Jessica Pegula that one defeat should never define a player with this much potential? Do you think Eala has already earned her seat at the table with the biggest names in the WTA? And can she go back to Miami and make an even bigger statement than she did last year? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one of them. And if you are watching this and you are not yet part of the family, hit that subscribe button right now. Like this video if you enjoyed it. We are building something incredible here together and you do not want to be on the outside of this conversation.